What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Church Boy V. Back with another video. Back with another core video. We about to talk about these preachers with expensive stuff. And the Bible says, "What profit man to gain the whole world and die and lose his soul?" Now, what I'm gonna say is, all preachers, all pastors are not sent from God. Some are sent from the devil, Satan. All churches ain't God churches, so keep that in mind. So I hope you're having a blessed day. Let's get into the video.
See them shoes? Get a shot of this, boys. Get close. Come on, man. Look, I paid a fortune for them things. Suck it in, man. See that gold? Some of y'all got that in your teeth. Okay. Let me tell you. Gold is very, very expensive.
Trash.
Does it really matter what a pastor wears or preacher wears or someone on stage who is allegedly a Christian? Does it matter what they wear? Is it necessary for them to just, be in robes or maybe just a suit and tie? Can they wear jeans? Well, that's one discussion. The other discussion that I like to kind of talk about is it okay, though, if they have expensive clothing, expensive watches, expensive jewelry, expensive clothing, and the kind of clothing that you can't help but know that it's expensive?
Hard work bought this Gucci. I done sold everything but booty.
Aside from his ignorant comment on that, but when you tell people that you wear Gucci or you tell people that you wear Prada or one of these expensive pieces of clothing, is that okay? Well, there's something about the Bible. The Bible obviously does have something to say. Something that the Bible speaks about as far as our adornment. He says, now this regards women, but it also can apply to men. Your adornment, speaking about the women, your adornment must not be merely external, braiding of the hair and jewelry, gold jewelry, or putting on dresses, but let it be the hidden person of the heart. That's what people ought to see. Now, I say that this is just for, it can be applied to women and men, even though this is for women. One of the issues is, though, in the Bible, at that time, it wasn't really an issue for the average man to adorn himself in certain clothing, except for certain people who would do so. The wealthy, the leaders, the scribes, the Pharisees, they would adorn themselves, particularly the Pharisees, would adorn themselves in a certain way, and Jesus talks about the way they dress. Matthew 11:8 says, "But what did you see?" This is Jesus speaking about John the Baptist in comparison to other people that he's going to mention. "A man dressed in soft clothing. Those who wear soft clothing are in kings' palaces." Now, who's he speaking about? He's speaking about and to the Pharisees, the leaders, and this word soft clothing is where we get our word malakoi or malakos. It's the same word in 1 Corinthians that is also used to describe an effeminate man. So men should not be effeminate, malakois. And he uses this to describe men's clothing or some men's clothing.
There's an epidemic of passive and soft men. Brother won't even approach you, won't talk to you, won't pay for nothing, won't do nothing. We have women who are so INDEP. You so independent.
Sometimes the clothes do make the men. Sometimes the man makes the clothes. Sometimes the clothes and the man match up, and you see how they kind of go hand in hand. There are some pastors, some preachers who are just notorious for soft clothing or expensive clothing, trying to show off. It's not all soft clothing, but just trying to be seen by what they wear. And he says so, or he says he does so, to try to strike up a conversation.
And so part of what I've always tried to do is use my fashion to make a doorway for my faith. Yep. And a lot of times people don't understand it, but fashion actually, somebody come up to you, it's the easiest conversation starter, like, bro, those jeans are fire.
Why not just start the conversation about the Bible? I mean, if that's where you want to go, well, then do that. Why not be bold and courageous about your faith and just use something else? Use the scriptures. Use what's happening in the world. Is it going to be? Does it have to be clothing? Because again, when you see this picture right here, what does it say to you? To see him walking around dressed nicely. I don't know if he's going to a party or someplace, to a wedding. I'm not sure. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe he decides to do a fashion shoot in the middle of or just before going to a wedding. But I don't think that's what it is. It's just him showing off. These are expensive clothes, and he's showing off an expensive bag. It reeks of, look at me, doing something, wearing something to be seen. Well, Jesus addressed this as well. He says, speaking about these evil, wicked leaders, he said, but they do all their deeds to be noticed by men, for they broaden their phylacteries and lengthen their tassels of their garments. They want to be seen. And so you put on something that says Gucci or Louis Vuitton or whatever. I'm not sure of all the products they have out there, all the different brands out there, but they will make sure that they let you know exactly what these brands are.
And the thing of it is, like, bro, all you doing is paying for basic stuff, to be honest, because a lot of these places outsource their stuff from China. I mean, I don't know why people want to look flashy and look. Well, I do. They want to be seen and they want to act like they somebody, but I don't take all that. I say it just depends, because if you working hard, I mean, okay, but if you like robbing people out their money and cheating people and stuff like that, it all depends, because I wear suits on Sundays and stuff like that throughout the week. Most likely I don't dress that much because I be at work or whatever, but like right now I got this I think this Cozumel shirt my parents got me. It's real nice. I like the graphic, the sea turtles and stuff. I say all depends, because at the end of the day, it's just material stuff. It don't come and go. So I just look at it. Well, I spend a lot of money on something that ain't even worth it, or it just, you just wasting money. I mean, it'd be something if you buy like property or it's just like groceries or something. But clothing, it depends on that.
And that they're wearing them.
You know why it's hard for people to operate and obey God?
Teachers.
You know why? I'm going to show you. Because you need something from God being able to do it.
I don't know what she's saying, but I can see what she's wearing. She's got the big Gucci belt on. I'm pretty sure everything else is probably also name brands. And I don't mean name brand like Levi's or Wranglers or something like that. No, these are top of the line things. These are things that the average person couldn't afford. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong for a person to have money and to buy nice things. What I am saying is doing things or putting things on that can bring attention to yourself to where you're kind of flaunting those things, because obviously you put the little Gucci label on or something like that. You wear those things so that people can know what they are. You don't buy, if you didn't care what it looked like, you can just go and buy something from Kohl's or something from Target or some other place, or from virtually any other place you can think of. But you do these things, as Jesus said, to be noticed. Now, if you're not using wisdom, then that says something else. But if you're wise, you wouldn't do those things.
Who do you think you are? I think I'm a blessed girl. God's favorite child. The one who is blessed over and over.
Now, many of you know of a particular website or page, even on Instagram, called Preachers and Sneakers. And he got his start by showing off or noticing what someone was wearing, some expensive shoes, and he started noticing and chronicling the sort of expensive items that some of these preachers would wear, that they would show off. Look at some of these things, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have nice things. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you put these things out there. Now, by the way, some of these things I just wouldn't wear anyway. But then again, that's just my taste. I'm comfortable wearing, I guess I wouldn't call them cheap clothing, but, you know, I'm not interested in going to some well-known, high-priced place where you can buy your clothing. That's just not me, so I'm not going to say that it's a preference. But when you wear these things and you see that you've got $1,500 shoes and $5,000 sweaters and things like that, and these expensive bags and belts and things like that, that says a lot. It really does, especially to the people who are watching you. There's something that that Paul says, and it is the passage that I love to go to, because I think that every single Christian should use this passage as how to do things in life. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 10:31, whether you eat or drink, whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God. Something that we take for granted, eating and drinking. How do you eat to the glory of God? How do you drink to the glory of God? Well, let's put it this way. You can certainly dress to the glory of God. And so he says, whatever you do, whatever you put on your body, whatever you do, that includes putting on clothes, do it all to the glory of God. And look at the next line. He says, give no offense either to Jews or to Greeks or to the church of God. Do you think that wearing some of those clothes would bring offense to someone else, and you might think that person is small-minded, those people are petty, they shouldn't be watching me, whatever it is, doesn't matter. He says don't do those things. Do whatever you do it to the glory of God, and don't give offense to anyone. Notice what's not there, what their motives are, why they are offended. So you should have enough wisdom to know that if I'm going to wear these certain things and flaunt these certain things, somebody's going to be offended, even if you think that they're being petty. Why do you do so? He says, just as I also please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, he says, but the profit of many. Why? So that they may be saved. And so wearing the Louis Vuitton or the Gucci or Prada or whatever other products or brands that are out there, would that offend certain people, especially in the pulpit? Absolutely, because people talk about this a lot. And so you shouldn't do that. You just simply should not wear certain clothing items, male or female.
How many of you guys have had an encounter with God's word where it has changed your life? You used to be a hoe, but you ain't a hoe no more.
So we talk a lot about what women wear and what they should not wear. Forget the fact that whether they should be on the stage or not, but we talk about that. And so
that's another thing. Like if it's like obvious it's exposing something, like if a man's pants too tight or a woman's skirt too tight or something, like come on now. Now that's where we have problems. When you trying to be flashy, when you exposing too much, or you act like you trying to stunt, like, hey, look what I got on. Hey, I got these, man. I bought about 5,000, these about 5 racks, this and that. That's when it's a problem. But if you just chilling, like, hey, because me personally, I don't really buy clothes that much. So I've been wearing some of the same clothes for years. The material is just real good, and I hadn't grew out of my clothes, so I really just buy like like last year I bought a lot of shoes, but I gave them away. Besides that, I don't really buy too much clothes in general. And I wear Levi jeans, Ralph Lauren shirts sometimes. Now I've been wearing more like graphic shirts, anime shirts, or jerseys. But I find good deals and good steals on them. So it's a thing of like, hey, you can spend less and look like $1 million, so you can. Some people spend more and look like trash. So it all depends on them. Now, if it's exposing stuff like too tight, or stuff is like wild, or you trying to stunt on people, try to act like you bigger than people because you got clothes that's expensive and stuff, that's when that's a problem, especially in church.
If wearing certain clothing that is either too fitting or too suggestive is bad, well, then obviously the same thing can be said about someone who's wearing something that is easily more expensive and more valuable than what a lot of people can even afford to buy. Sometimes so expensive that folks can't even afford to even think about buying those things. Matter of fact, it might put them in a different state of mind, knowing that I can never have this sort of money. Don't do those things. Don't flaunt your money out there. Don't make it so that you are showing what your chief interest is. By the way, the Bible's always stated to us that he who loves money will not be satisfied with money. You'll never be satisfied anyway, nor he who loves the abundance with its income. He said, this too is vanity. Stop being vain or showing yourself off. Don't do those things. Why? Because evil, wicked people do those things. And so is it acceptable for a pastor to do those things? No, it's not. Now, what is too much? I guess I'll just let you guys decide, but when you put it in someone's face, that might be the issue. When you're wearing expensive jewelry, that might be an issue. When you are talking about it, when you go out of your way. Here's what I know everyone should not do. A pastor, go out of your way and make a video on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or what have you, showing you in your clothes, showing yourself off, showing your shirt, your cufflinks, showing your watch, your rings.
I say, man, hey, man, people gotta do better, cause nowadays, shoot, probably, I don't know, stuff getting more expensive. I'm sure people ain't gonna be spending a lot of money on clothes and stuff like that. That ain't gonna be priority. So I'll say, hey, it's gonna be a big shift with with all expenses going up, there's gonna be many people thrift shopping and stuff like that. So at this point, it don't really matter. So I just want to show that because it is a conversation that, hey, should people wear expensive stuff? Me personally, I really don't care. As long as they ain't trying to stun on nobody or they ain't trying to act like they big and bad because they wearing some name brand crap that's not even worth the quality. The money ain't worth the quality that it is. And if you too revealing, like, come on now, we're at church, trying to hear, we're trying to learn, not trying to be distracted. So them the only things I have. Them the only things I really think about. But a lot of people waste money on clothes and stuff. But I say, hey, whatever, it is what it is. That's their money. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, but I know people gonna spend way less money on clothing nowadays. So y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Should people be flossing? Should people be wearing expensive clothes or not? Or what's your thoughts about the whole conversation Corey talked about? No, God, Jesus, Holy Spirit love you. I love you. We out, man. Watch out. Watch my other videos, and I will be having the documentary video coming out sometime this week. I'll let y'all know. Well, you'll know when you see the title when I post. But y'all be easy, man. Peace.